everybody. It's Kevin Wood back in the middle of the summer. Long Island Talks on LongIsland.com. I have a very special guest with me. You're looking so beautiful. Let me just get that right out of the gates. So good to see you. How are you? Thanks for joining me.
Well, hello. Thank you. And hello to Long Island, to all my friends out there.
Yes, you got so many friends. You know, I saw
I
it.
got a lot of friends. Yes, I want to give a shout out to Eddie Rocky Rivera, who is the director from the movie The Streets, where I was acting in. And I want to give a shout out to Dan Romano. He has Dan Romano Show, and he's also an actor. He was also in The Streets. We had a part together. I want to give a shout out to my friend April Culver. She is in Huntington. Gosh, who else? There's a couple more, but it's like, oh wait, I think Fran Carrera, that's her name. She's like a friend.
Cool.
There's a lot of other people. Just want to give a shout out. Hey guys, if I forgot your name, please forgive me.
So, Lana, you have so many accolades under your name. And I personally have worked with you, and it's been a pleasure always to work with you. And we'll talk about that a little later with the Tesla Association out in New York City, actually. But spokesmodel, TV presenter, I think you're a social influencer. You haven't even put that under your category yet, but we're going to talk about that as well.
Yeah,
You're so talented. Mostly you're so positive, and you're not afraid to take chances. What are you working on lately, especially during this really strange time?
Yeah, it's it's a little tough. I think it's tough for everyone, not just for me, but I think people somehow had to change their life, turn it around and think about what to do next, because we don't know what's going to happen next pretty much. But what I've heard, that a lot of people are working remotely from home, and there's nothing wrong with it. Some people like to go back to the office. I kind of like working from home because I can set my time whenever I want, although I lost track of time and days.
I know, for the
You
beginning
did
of this
not-
whole thing.
if you didn't remind me today we have an interview, I would be like totally forget.
So let me ask you this, back in regular times, I know you like to travel a lot, and you actually have been to and worked in many countries. Can you talk about, like, even where you were born? You were born in Germany. Let's talk about that a little.
I was born in Germany, born and raised in Germany, so obviously German. And then my parents are Serbian, from the Balkan area. And so I was born and raised there, went to school. I learned a lot of languages because that's what you do in Europe, which is a great opportunity. And so I had German, obviously, but I had English, I had French, and I had Spanish. And then I had Serbian, which I had to do in a private school. And so I spoke a lot of languages, which is, like I said, again, beautiful thing.
Sure.
I wish they would have that in the States, because it can give children a lot of opportunities to travel, see other countries, and speak, and maybe get into whatever. If they want to get into politics, at least you know how to speak different languages.
I
Isn't
couldn't
that a
agree
great
more.
thing?
Yep.
I love it.
Right in my second year of college, I visited much of Germany, East and West Berlin. I just pulled up some pictures just recently. It was the greatest experience of my life. I
Yeah.
love the German culture. I love how their engineering is just amazing. I love the beer. I love the people. Uh, let's see, Wie heißen Sie? You know what that is. So I know a little German,
Ich heiße
right?
Lana. Wie heißt du?
It's fantastic. It's a great Germanic language. So how many countries have you lived in, and how many have you been to or worked in?
Oh boy, I've been I've been pretty much in every country in Europe, but some are not, which I would love to visit because I haven't seen them. But I went to Holland, I went to Sweden, I went to Norway, I went to Brussels.
So Lana, let me ask you, if you had a choice, maybe you want to stay here in America, in New York. I think it's fair to ask, do you ever long to go back to any one of these countries and live or work? Or do you believe in America the beautiful still?
The beautiful still. That was a good question. Um, no, I want to stay here, obviously, because
Good,
I came out
good.
here and I worked really hard, and it took me 10 years to become a citizen. So why would I want to go to another country? I mean, unless it gets really, really bad out here.
Hmm. You have a
I'm
mom and dad that's across the seas?
sorry.
Your mom or dad, are they here or across the seas?
No, they all live in Germany. My mom, my dad, my brother, my two nieces, they all live there.
Okay. You
But I have
visit.
a huge family back in Serbia. They're like scattered all
Hmm.
over Serbia. And I do go visit, whenever I go visit Germany, I go visit my family out there.
Awesome. So you get that it makes you a worldly person, that's for sure. You've seen a lot. I think travel is the great educator, even more so than college. I think when people travel, my grandfather was a Sicilian American, a very famous musician. He didn't pass the seventh grade. He never spoke a wrong word of grammar. You know what I
Right.
mean? And you're either like what I said or you're capturing flies.
I'm so sorry, but it's a mosquito. I mean, like, I don't know. I open the door, and there's like the mosquito has been biting me all over all day, like all over.
You
So
want to
he
get rid of them.
let's scratch it because I'm sorry. I had to
I
like.
didn't know what was going on. I was like, psh, psh, psh. Okay, so where were we? 2, 3, 4, 5. Where the hell were we?
We're talking about traveling, and
Oh, so yeah, so I believe that traveling is the great educator. I think the more you travel, and that's been tough lately, we know that, the more highly educated you get, just naturally, a natural education, which is the best education, I think. And I see that in what you do. And we were talking about Serbia. And by the way, the last time I worked with you directly was for the Tesla organization of Philadelphia, who does a yearly beautiful seminar, if you will, not a seminar, more than that, a conference at the New Yorker Hotel. You're the spokesperson, and I know you enjoy that. Tell us how you got involved with that and what that means to you.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I remember when they first asked me. I think it was 3 years ago, right?
Hmm.
I've done this like 3 years in a row. Yeah, I
Hmm.
did. Yeah, pretty much. So I think they approached me because it was Nicola Launcher, who was the CEO, right? The
Hmm.
CEO.
Yep.
He approached me and he found me actually on Facebook. So he saw I have a big following. I'm constantly on it. And then somebody actually told him about me. They said, check this girl out. She's Serbian. It makes more sense because Tesla is Serbian, even though a lot of people claim he's from somewhere else.
I
But
know. That's a big
we all
controversy.
know that he is Serbian and he lived in New York. So we all know that. Um, he's Serbian, but I'm sorry, he's Serbian, but he grew up in Croatia.
Croatia.
That's
Correct.
how it was. So,
Yep.
but again, a lot of people claim he's from somewhere else, so which is,
Hmm.
not true. And so, however, and they approached me and it's like, oh, you know what? Check this girl out. She's like from Serbia. It would make more sense. And she does, TV. She's a TV presenter. She hosts a lot of events. So why don't we just ask her to do that? So that's how it started.
Right.
And I
And
think that they did want it since like it's all about science. It can be a little dry, where people who are not, like I said, it can, yeah, people are not really into it, and when they're watching it, it's like they didn't want it to be like too boring because it's so long. The program takes like
well, that's your spot. You interject there, and it gets very exciting. Then we go back to science.
You were telling me, it's like, oh my God, a fresh, it's like, it's amazing. We need somebody like that because I was making it
Yeah.
fun too.
Yeah.
You have to
Absolutely.
put a little comedy in it. I think in the beginning, what I noticed, maybe it was a little too bubbly and a little too much, because then again, my personality came out and me from being hosting, that's what I do. But I think I forgot this is like really something more serious, more sophisticated. So I had to tone it down. So, and I think I did a much better job the second year around. And definitely the last time, I think I did a much better job.
Good.
I,
So you'll be back in January again.
well, we don't even know what's going to happen. I
We
mean,
don't know.
we
Yeah.
don't know. I would love to go back, but we don't know. We might not be able to have gatherings like that. Or if we do, I mean, do you wear a mask when you host? I mean, that's kind of weird, no?
That's weird. Yeah. We don't want that.
I mean, that would be
We
me like,
might do the whole thing by Zoom. And while you have a mask, you have a special mask. Look at
do
this,
you see this? Do you see the name?
Lana. Oh, your name, man. What's in the middle? A tank. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Somebody,
Fantastic.
it was like a fan of mine. He made this for me. So this would be me. Hi, welcome to the Tesla Foundation. I
Are
mean,
you are you still known as the Green Assassin?
yes, I
The
have
gr-
like my website, like you can go, my fan page is facebook.com, Green Eyed Assassin. Was that you? Somebody told me to do that. Somebody said, why don't you use that name? So I just created that name. I could have
No,
just,
but I like it. You have a hell of a lot of followers.
yeah, I do. I haven't really posted anything lately because I kind of like I drifted away from what I'm supposed to do, and I got a little too much into politics. And
And you wanted to keep that off the page.
yeah, I did not want to have any politics on my fan page because God forbid, it's like
Right.
I'm very vocal and I say how it is, and it's not necessarily always the best. So,
Yeah. So let's, you know what? You brought it up. So let's talk about that. I mean, I'll be flat out. I think you're really, really cool with what you do. It's one of the reasons I asked you on, because you do say what's on your mind. You're not afraid. You've even made references to, we've all lost friends over politics. I get that.
oh
But
yeah.
from your perspective, you're a public figure. And so people are, getting upset, but you're not really saying anything mean to people. You're just being really kind of, hey, what the hell's going on with the world? This makes sense to me, and I'm not going to back down from telling you this makes sense to me. And by the way, the world's gone upside down, and this is what I think. And that's pretty much what you're putting out.
I mean, look, this is how I see it. I mean, first of all, we're supposed to be in a country where it's freedom of speech. That's what I thought, but I think things are changing, apparently, because now, everything you say, it's like, oh God, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't
Mhm.
say that. I mean, you have to literally watch what you say, which is ridiculous. So I feel like everybody has, their rights and opinion. Like if, it's like, okay, you like red color, like white color. Okay, should we fight about it now? I mean, come on.
Mhm.
This is how you see it, and this is how I see it. We can have a civil conversation. We don't have to go like crazy and attack each other or call each other names. I hate when people do that. They just call each other names. It gets really, really bad.
Fast. It gets bad fast.
Like very bad. And I
Yeah.
noticed that lately it has never been so bad, until now. Like now politics is like it's such a sensitive subject.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the social media has become, you know,
It's
like
become a match light for the whole
it's
deal.
like literally it's all about politics right now. It's like I was even stating this in one of my posts, and I was just speaking my mind, and I was really heartbroken that day. It really affected me, where I just spoke up, and I thought like putting it out in writing sometimes it's better for me because I can express it better. And I said, like, since when did social media become all about politics? What happened to us connecting with friends, networking, whether it's
Right.
for business
That's
or
over. That's over. And I'll say this, and I'm sure you will notice this if you haven't already, and you'll pick and choose your battles and you'll pick and choose your platforms for your professional aspect. But I'm sure you know that, I mean, we're both in media. So Instagram is now, I'm posting 80% on Instagram over Facebook because Facebook truly is just almost seems like all politics now.
yeah.
And people under 25 understand this, so they're not even on for that reason. I've really talked to people about this.
Hmm.
So, and I think it's devolving. That's a good word. It's just evolving into nothingness because I'm never changing your mind. You're never changing my mind. And we don't need to even talk about what we're even,
I don't,
for or not for right now, but we're not
right.
changing each other's mind.
Honest, I don't even understand why people like, I had so many people trying to convince me about something. I was like, you don't have to convince me. I was like, and then when when they see that I'm not, I don't want to be on their side, then they get mad. And I said, why are you mad? I said, like, this is who you like, and this is what I like. And I have a reason for it, because you don't know my background. You haven't walked in my shoes. You don't know anything about my life. There's a reason why I feel like I should go with this party instead of this party. I said, like, I don't know your life, but that's okay. You know what I mean? But we can talk normal, and we can still respect each other because that's what we did before. But for some reason, like, I mean, this whole year changed everything, that it's like really, really bad. I've lost a lot of friends.
I know, I
And I
know.
had to block a lot of friends because they became nasty. And it was really sad because there were people that I've known for over 10 years. Over 10 years. And because of politics, it really ruined our friendship because, it ruined our friendship in a sense that I've never heard anything bad coming out of their mouth. But, when I had that one post in particular, wow. I mean, I was just shocked that this person would say something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's what really, I was like, okay, this is your true color, actually. That's
yeah.
when people show, this is always what I say.
So
People
it
show,
almost goes back to like what a parent, I don't know what your parents said, but no politics at dinner table, no politics at all, because you know, I tell people what a boring world it would be if you only associated with your own like kind that thought the way you did. That would be boring. Just the way you integrated with people in school, you didn't know that they were going to grow up to be different flavors of politics. So I wish it was not, but that's hard to impossible to do with
Mhm.
social media, right? It just blurts out. And
Yeah,
it's so easy to share something. You see a headline, you share that. When you
yeah,
share that headline, you might not even been thinking politics, but somebody construes it as political.
yeah,
That's the problem, right? Quick
yeah.
share, and all of a sudden I got you pegged, or I think I have you pegged, and
Mhm.
that's not cool.
No,
Uh,
no, no. I mean, you see, I grew up different. I mean, I grew up and I had politics in school, and I was, I loved it. It was one of my favorite subjects, besides from history and sports. And like I was like pretty much one of the best because I was really into it. Maybe that's the reason why I love to talk about politics, because it does interest me. And especially I live in this country, and with all the lockdowns, with everything that happened with COVID, I kind of want to know what's happening. I want to know what's going to be next. Where are we
sure,
going,
sure.
because,
Have
hey,
you ever thought about being a political commentator?
oh my God. This is funny you say that, because let me tell you something. I Yesterday I had a one-on-one session with a friend of mine who is, I consider him a spiritual guru. Oh, by the way, he's in Long Island. Oh my God. Can
No,
I give
go.
a shout out to him?
Sure,
I
sure.
want to give a shout out to Kenny Cowell. Oh my God, Kenny, thank you so much for that session. It really helped me so much. Oh my God, he's amazing, amazing. If people want to get a session with him, he is, I mean, he can change your world, and he changed my world, literally overnight, because
Cool.
I have a different thinking. And however, so I had a conversation with him, and I changed my mind. I changed all this angriness. I turned it around positive thinking and just thinking. Guess what? I get this call yesterday, and this lady, she goes like, "Have you ever thought being like an newscaster, like an anchor?" I was like, "Really?" I said, "No, you're like perfect for it." So it's funny you say that.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it's at now. There are people, I can point them out to you, and you would model that perfectly.
But
But let's go. Go ahead.
but my question, I'm sorry to interrupt you. My question is though that don't you? I mean, you have to go, and don't you have to go to school? That's a long process, isn't it?
No, I think honestly today with the blogging world, the internet world, and we're going to get into this with you being really your own producer lately. We're going to get into this. No, the answer is no. You just have to have a strong belief and then assimilate with people that have those same beliefs, and you'll make it happen. I'll be your manager. You'll be fine. I'll be your agent.
That-
I want to talk to you about uh, the 2000. I think you did this maybe 10 years ago. This is exciting to me. I didn't know you did this till I had a few pieces of information on you. Deal or No Deal, my favorite show back in the day. You were one of the suitcase girls.
yeah, I was number 8.
That's so cool. You got that under your belt. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
it was a lot of fun. I had 3 auditions before I got that part, because it wasn't easy. People think it's easy, but it's not. I mean, you go there,
Don't you walk downstairs in the dark and stuff?
you have to learn to like in heels. You have to walk
Yes.
the stairs, but you cannot look down. You have to look straight, and you have to literally just hope you don't fall. So you're walking down, and you're like, okay, I can do this, and it's very steep.
Who was
So
the
you're
host again
walking
on
like,
that?
you're like, hi, this is my case, and I'm
I
thinking,
remember that.
oh,
Who was the host? He was pretty
Hope
famous.
Mendel.
Howie's very famous. Yeah, great
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, he's a great guy, and I had so much fun. He's very, very nice, very kind. He doesn't like people touching him though.
I heard germaphobe, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's like I understand him now. I'm sure people understand him now why.
No doubt.
So
Yeah,
people thought it was
he was
crazy.
ahead of the curve
He was way ahead
before
of
it was flattened.
yeah.
So, so you take all this experience. You're obviously a beautiful woman. You've done great modeling. You've inspired others, I know, to do modeling. You may re-inspire younger models as we go on. But now you kind of, the reason I had you on is because I feel like you found a little something in yourself that maybe you don't even realize. You're doing these skits on Facebook, as far as I know. I don't know if they're being transcribed at YouTube.
Oh,
And I think they're hitting home. They're so cool because they're funny. And I think people sometimes don't associate beautiful women with funny stuff. So you're able to hit both cylinders on that. I love it. So you're doing these Lucy skits. What made you, let's talk about the first time. Did TikTok basically influence you, or what made you do this? And you go, I could do that better. What happened?
Okay, well, what happened actually is when this whole COVID started and me living alone by myself, my family's not here. I don't have a boyfriend, husband, so I'm all by
You
myself.
got time.
And we got locked up. I was like, what do we do? And I started, I was seeing this. Everybody was talking about TikTok. It's like, what is TikTok?
Huge.
And then so I went online and I saw that people were talking about like all the celebrities and actually older people went online. I was like, really? And I'm telling you, I was like going on it. I was like
It's
laughing
addicting.
so
It's
much
addicting.
because there was so much. It wasn't anymore about young people. And, before it was all about young, I'm talking about 15,
Yeah,
16, 18,
yeah.
because then they're into the 20s, they're all Instagram people, right? But it was younger, or maybe like until 12. So, and then I was like, you know what? Let me create this one. So I was literally creating, and then I found, certain characters that I thought would match my character that I can, and I can showcase my acting. So I developed this Gloria, which is like Latina.
I love it. Fits you
I
so well.
remember, I remember the first time I put it out there, people like, because it's like straight to the camera in my, you know, we're
Yep.
right out
Right
there.
there. Yep.
And of course, everybody's like, whoa. So,
Right.
yeah, but I was acting it out. It was funny. And then I have another one is Lucille Ball. I love Lucy.
One of the
So
great talents of the world.
and then I'm playing another Russian girl. So it's just a lot of fun. And here's my thing, what it is. Like, to me, it's like therapy. So meaning, I get angry with the news every day and I shut off the news. I don't watch mainstream media anymore. But every time before I watch news, throughout the day and, trying to see what's happening, then I turn on social media. What do you see? Everybody talks about like, bad stuff. It's all negative. So I got angry and angry and I noticed a change in me. I was like, what is wrong with me? I'm like becoming this angry person and I'm not like that. So I turned this around. I turned all this negativity into positivity. I said, let me just do this and, and do this TikToks. And I really enjoyed it because, I forgot about everything that is happening around it. And, I just started doing that. I mean,
They're
and
really entertaining.
I know a lot of people say, and my friends say, like TikTok, because it's like you should be careful because it's like owned by, Chinese and they have all this data, whatever. But you know what? If you log in, to be quite honest, I mean, if you sign up with Facebook or any social media, you're pretty much giving your information. So how is that any different? I mean, I
It's
don't know.
not. I don't
Is
think it's different. I don't
I
think
don't
it's
think
different.
either is different, but that's what people I said. I don't know how different it is, but you literally signing up, you're giving your information. It is on your phone. So, and nowadays, come on, it's like you go and it's like
Yeah.
no,
It's just another one.
we're not safe anymore. That's what I'm saying.
Right. We gave it all away a long
We
time
gave it.
ago.
We gave pretty much. Yeah.
No, we gave the house away. All right, let's show the audience a few of these because they're so great. Start me off with Gloria. Start me off with Gloria. Yeah.
Okay, wait.
People are always asking me, Gloria, when will you make baby? When will I make baby? I don't make baby. I am baby.
Make a baby one. That is just hilarious. So you're going, oh, I think I can do this. And then you practice. Now you're used to doing practicing. You're practicing your craft, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have, like I sometimes I have those days, and sometimes I just do one take and it's done, and I love it. But like sometimes I have twos. I only go up to like 3 takes, and that's it. But usually the first one, and I feel like if it comes natural, it's always the best. They don't, I don't know. You can act it out, but still
Yeah.
be like.
No, it's totally natural. So that's the one I think should go on your green-eyed assassin page because you have so many followers and this will burst you out again. I want the New York Post to pick this up.
Oh my God, it was amazing.
Yeah, I think the New York Post needs to pick this up. It's great. All right, let's look at some Lucy ones because literally she's my favorite character ever.
Okay.
I'm sure you feel the same way. She's so talented. Very special woman. It's like who could be that loving and you love to love her, but yet she's always messing up with Ricky, and it's so great. Let's do one.
Every month, every single month, your bank account is overdrawn. Now, what is the reason?
You don't give me enough money?
I don't give you enough money.
Well, we both agree that must be the reason.
That one's hilarious. You know what's so great about that? It's in a 50 set. Like, you would probably get somebody going, Lana, people don't do that anymore. The husband doesn't give the wife even money anymore. You know what I mean? Think about that for a second. You're probably going to get chastised even for the fact that that was back then, right? But it's just so funny. Ricky was always on top of her for all these wrongdoings, and she was so cute about it and lovable. It's such a great character. You got to do something with this.
You know, the thing is, like, the reason why, like, she's my favorite and always has been my favorite comedian, because I kind of like see myself in her. You know, she's this like really quirky, like funny, you know, like she does a lot. She's clumsy. I can be very clumsy. You know, like, as you noticed earlier when I was trying to find my cable.
I did notice. Yeah.
So yeah, I do a lot of, like, I see myself in her a lot. I'm not saying I look like her, of course not. We look different, but I see her, you know, mannerism, her character. And somebody actually told me the other day, it's like, your mannerism are just like her because of my facial expressions. I do a lot of, and I love, you know, I have an animated face.
Animated, yep.
And I love doing that. But that's how you see, you know, like that. I feel when you do comedy, it should be like that.
Yep.
And,
Let's look at one more because they're great. I want all of Long Island to see these. They're just so funny. And follow.
Budget my time? You mean like I budget my money?
Heaven forbid.
Now, Ricky, listen.
You listen to me. Now, I'm sick and tired of you being late all the time. It's obviously that you cannot budget your time, so somebody has to do it for you.
Well, I don't think I'm going to like this. How does it go?
Well, we'll write down everything that you do during the day. And we'll allow so much time for each thing. 10 minutes for this, 15 minutes for that.
Oh, I'm going to need more than 15 minutes for that.
Oh my God, so good, so great. You know, you're a social influencer. Have you ever been told that? You're really a social influencer. You're doing things where people go, you know what, I can do that. And that's what's great about social media, because people see things and they want to put a different flavor on it, different, you know, flair, and you're doing that. So I think you're influencing women.
I think it's beautiful. If I can do that, that's beautiful. I did notice, however, it's that, you know, like before, because I've been on social media a lot, I do a lot of things that I post. Like I was posting like cooking, and I was like talking about, and I noticed that a lot of people started like doing the same thing, but they would never admit. They'd be like,
sure.
Give me credit. Nobody wants to ever give me credit. I say like, or share my post, but they actually do that, which is kind of sad, because I mean, if I can, you know, be an influencer would be nice. And it's just the only way to get out there is it's like when people actually notice you and say like, hey, you know what, this is what she did. But unfortunately, there's a lot of women out there who are very jealous. You know, I have a lot of jealous women who are just hiding on social media, and they just watch what I do, you know, and they don't want to like or comment anything, but they also don't want to disappear, because they're like, what is she doing next? You know, it's hysterical. I mean, you know, like
that's so true.
Keep your friends closer, but keep your enemies. What did I say?
You got it right.
And it's like, I don't like fighting. I'm all about peace, love, and let's help each other. And especially with women, if I can inspire you, motivate you, influence you, then, you know, I'm happy. And if I can put a smile on your face, I'm even happier. But let's forget all that hate, because listen, at the end of the day, we're like, you know, nobody's perfect. You know, I always say nobody's perfect. We're all like sinners. And if somebody says it's a lie, they're lying, literally, because it says in the Bible too. And I feel like we're all unique. We're all unique. We're all special. We all have a special talent. So, and I've learned that throughout the years of my modeling. I was very insecure in the beginning, but I've learned not to be. I'm very confident now. I'm not conceited. And I hope people understand that's the difference. I'm not conceited, and they can tell.
You're
but
confident.
I am confident. You have to be confident and strong. And you know, I wish I can, you know, teach that, or like, you know, inspire women to be like that and stop being so like, you know, like so jealous of other women. Because why are you jealous? Maybe you can learn something from her, you know.
I think that's a good point.
Like, hey, why don't you, you know, I would rather have somebody say like, come up and say, can you teach me how, you know, like maybe I can overcome this, and how do I overcome this? I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would be willing to help, but I just feel like jealousy is not bringing anything, and it's just, you know, I don't know.
It's something we all got to get over.
Yeah.
You know, and move forward positively. What do you like to do for fun? I know you were out in the Hamptons or somewhere on the east end of Long Island that looked amazing, the house you were at. And tell me about it.
Well, I was in the Hamptons about 3 weeks ago, and I was in this gorgeous house that I posted.
Yeah.
I can't say who it is because
That's all right. That's all right.
yeah, people like that, they don't like to be,
Of
they
course not. Yeah.
don't incognito. But it was a gorgeous house with 10 bedrooms, and it was a nice party. We actually, it was so funny. So we went like to another house party next door, which is another gorgeous house, and it was like, I know this is bad because we're all about mask and social distancing whatsoever, but there was like a lot of people and there was no social distancing. So.
I figured that. Well, you might not have saw this news, but shortly after that, last week, there was a concert in the Hamptons, and they got in trouble
Yes, yes.
from our wonderful governor. But here's the thing, right? These people that are trying to do concerts at this time, I always say, if you add music and alcohol, you're not staying in your car. You're getting out, having fun. So you're just asking for trouble. Why even do the event? You know, why even do it? It's like a tease. It's a tease.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean, well, listen, I mean, I had this discussion, many times with mask on, mask off, whatever. But I think, so, I mean, certain things have circulated the internet not too long ago. And,
Oh, yeah.
So
Sure.
we're not talking about that, but if
Sure.
people know exactly what I'm talking about. And,
So enough to say, I know where you're going, that nobody really knows the exact 100% answer. Nobody knows.
No, but listen, if I go, when I'm outside and I run every day, I don't wear a mask because I'm by myself pretty much.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
If I go to a store, yes, of course, because it's required. Otherwise, you can't go in.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, it's to each his own. Like I said, I'm not telling you not to wear it. I'm not telling you to wear it. I'm no doctor whatsoever. I'm just like, I do what's best for me. That's
Well said. So I heard you say you run. What else? That's awesome. Do you run every day?
Yeah, I started doing that. Oh God, I started doing that like about 2 weeks ago, and then I stopped, and now I'm back again. And
Not easy.
It's not easy, but it's really healthy. So I run. I'm really like a rookie. I'm only doing 2 miles, which is nothing. I'm trying to get to that point where I can maybe do 4 to 5 miles, which is a lot. But I do that. I come home and then I click, which is amazing because I know people go to the gym and it's great. I wish I could, but my gym is so far and I don't have a car. But what I do, I found
it's not open anyway.
You go online, you go on YouTube, and there's so many great things to do. So I have my little yoga mat, spread it out, and I do like leg workout, butt workout. I do abs, I do arms, and there's so much you can do from home, literally.
There is.
And I have another, like my friend sent me a machine. It's called a Total 10, I'm trying to promote it for him right now. And so I still haven't, I got it in the box. It's in the box, literally. I haven't taken it out, but I'm so excited to use it because it's like your whole body workout and you can do it from home.
Yes. Bands? It's like bands?
No, it's like a machine. It's like,
okay.
You can do like, you can, for your core.
So we're going to go from Lucy to exercising soon?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think like, I want to do like,
working into a skit.
And sampling the whole thing together, because you have to put it together. So I'm thinking maybe I'll make a skit out of it, make it like a funny thing, putting it together, but I don't really know how to do it. That would be fun. So, listen, what's so great? When I run, I was going to tell you, when I go run, I get a lot of ideas. I become creative. So I run and then all of these ideas come up. And then I go home and I do all this TikToks because I'm like, this is a great idea. I could do this. I could do this. Or anything I want to do, whether it's TikTok or business or whatever. That's how I get creative. I get creative when I run,
Very cool.
Yeah.
You're drawing inspiration from just having that beautiful oxygen coming through, and then you're thinking it through, and then you're following through, which is awesome.
Yeah, because listen, when I'm just home, it's depressing just sitting at home. It's like
You'll get to the news, and that'll make you more depressed.
Yeah, I mean, I look at my news. I'm like, no, I love. Oh, by the way, I listen to what I do is like I listen to music all day long, and depending on my mood, sometimes I listen to bossa nova, sometimes I listen to Spanish guitar, sometimes I listen to hip hop or house music, or sometimes to old school rock, which I like
Very
all
nice.
American.
Man, you're cool. You're very like varied in your lifestyle, and you like to mix it up.
I can get very like Americana and like all that. I can get like a real patriot. Yeah.
So Lana, the $1 million question, all my Long Islander followers want to know. They already told me, and they're going to comment afterwards. And through this, you've already stated you lived alone. We'll leave that where it is. What's going on with the relationship world? Have you had past relationships, past marriages, if I may ask, or just relationships? And what's going on? Not
I know.
easy, right, to meet a man, is it?
Yeah. Well,
For me, it's been very hard because I
well,
don't try
yeah,
to.
hard. I mean, my mom, she, trust me, I talk to my mom a lot. We FaceTime, and
Oh, nice.
no, it's beautiful. That's the only way. I was supposed to see them this year, but then it didn't work out. But listen, my mom and I would talk, and she always asked me the same thing. Why aren't you having a boyfriend? How come everybody finds a boyfriend? How come you're not? And she's like this Balkan lady, like strong woman. She said, I don't understand. I was like, well, Mom, it's not up to me. No, it's your fault. I know it's your fault. I was like, but why is it my fault? It's not my fault. It's, I had like 3 attempts since last year, and it was online attempts. Okay. So because
Okay.
everybody's
Okay.
now meeting online, because we don't do this, where you meet people. It's different right now. There is a good side. There's a good and bad thing about it.
The good thing about it is you can potentially match up your personalities and your likes, and it should work theoretically, right? Isn't
What I
that one of the good things?
Right. What I like about it, okay, like let's just say when you go out on a date, you go on a date and there's only limited of time you can talk, right? And you can't really get into a deep conversation. So you get like, oh, where you from? What do you do? Blah, blah. And that's it, and then you figure out, do you want to go on the next date or not? You might have a kiss here and there, or maybe not. So, and then you go like, I don't like him kissing. Okay, forget it. Next. So that would be me. So,
Right away.
oh yeah. If you don't
You know
kiss,
right away.
no. So,
You mean like bad breath, or it just didn't feel right?
well,
Well, both.
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
kissing is a big thing. I'm a very passionate person. So obviously you can tell I'm passionate about anything, whether it's work, whether it's politics, whether it's just life. And, and also with the part, I'm very passionate. So I have that fire in me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very important to me to have someone who kisses properly. And obviously doesn't have bad breath, because that's, and
2 strikes.
yeah.
And you don't want somebody very overly aggressive either. No.
No.
No way.
What do you mean? Like aggressive?
Like you don't want too much on the first date.
Oh yeah, no. I don't want anybody to call,
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to pull my hair or something. No, we don't want that.
Right. We don't want that on the first date. So you have this conversation with Mom. This is great, by the way.
Yeah.
You have this conversation with Mom. She's convinced that she's like, she wants grandchildren probably. Right? Possibly. She might be saying that. I don't know.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
She, before I leave, I said, can I, I said, you, of course, I would want it too. But I said, I think I need a man for that, obviously. And, so what I'm saying with the online thing, what I do like, when you get online, you get, and I had that with someone before where, we talked a lot. So we first texted each other, because that's how it starts. Then I'm actually usually the one who says like, can we kind of like, FaceTime, so I can put a face to it and I know that's really you, because nowadays you never know. And that's what happens usually after a month. So we go and, then the FaceTime begins, and then it starts from there. You text each other all throughout the day. You call each other, you FaceTime, everything. But in that moment, like from that time span from 1 to, to the 3rd month, you have a pretty good idea of who that person is, even
Sure.
if you're not really physically seeing him. But you get in such a deep conversation that you get to know each other, that sometimes, and it happened to me before, and it happened to that person, that where you end up almost saying, I love you. It really is like that. It happens. And it's, because imagine you talk every day, you see each other. Why wouldn't you, right?
Right.
And it's a great thing. You wouldn't say that to a person you just meet on a
No.
first date.
No.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's a good thing, actually, that it's, a good thing about it, the online dating, because you get into this deep conversation, getting to know each other better. So the next step would be meeting in person.
That's right.
So, unfortunately, I always happen to meet someone who doesn't live where I live. So
Long
I happen to
distance
meet people
relationship.
that live, whether it's in Florida or Los Angeles or in Texas or I don't know where, but and don't get me wrong, I'm fine with that, because I had a long distance relationship before. I'm okay with it.
You're okay with it. Wow.
I'm okay with it because I'm also okay if the person would ask me, would you move? Would you relocate? I'm okay with it. I don't expect the other person because I would be ready. But here's the thing, like in order to do that, I wouldn't just pack my things and leave. I would need, let's get to know each other and let's go fly back and forth, you know, and maybe within 6 months we can do it. I'm open to that. I'm open for it. Also, think about it. When you're a busy person, let's say the man is a busy person, doesn't have much time. I'm a busy person. Why wouldn't you? I mean, if you're so busy, you don't necessarily always have time for your partner. So it's okay if this partner lives somewhere else. You can, like, depending on where. If it's Florida, listen, I could, of course, depends on money too, but I could be flying every weekend or every second weekend. If it's LA, maybe every 2 weeks. Everything is possible. It's not,
That's
whereas
not, no matter
there,
what, that's not likely to last though for, you couldn't have that long distance relationship for years or even
no,
probably over 6 months, but just to get to go to the next step. So, but here's the thing, sooner or later, by the way, this is a great question. When you're having these talks, men could be in other relationships or married. Do you flat out ask? Because they could lie in their profile. So I'm interested in that. If you flat out ask, hey, are you married? Do you ask that?
oh yeah, I mean, definitely in the beginning, yeah. I'm like, hey, like, are you married? Do you have kids? I mean, I need to know that before I get into something. And the more you actually get to meet people online, the more I met men online, I'm learning more and more. Meaning I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do next time, and this is not what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to pour my heart out and everything and tell them necessarily everything, and then they just turn around, they're like, oh nah, she lives way too far, or I'm not ready for a commitment. And I'm like, okay, so wait, so you led me on for like this amount of month, and I have a heart, it's not made out of stone, and I feel this is not right. So you knew from the beginning where I live and where I was coming from, and you don't just turn around and hurt people like that. I don't agree with that.
How important is I'm just going to say it, is money in the relationship? If you had a choice, would you like to meet a man that was very secure as a woman?
Listen, here's my thing, and I always choose love over money. Always. Have always done this. And don't get me wrong, I've dated people who are very wealthy. And when I say very wealthy, it's like million billionaires. I've had my share. Was I happy? No. I felt very lonely. I had everything I wanted, and anything I asked for, yes. But although I never asked, they are the ones who actually offer.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't happy. I was lonely. You know what I mean? Because you see, these particular people who have so much money, they feel like they want to have a beautiful woman. It's kind of like you're just like a Barbie doll.
Trophy.
Like,
yeah.
come with me. I want to show you off, and and that's it. And then I'll buy you anything you want. And but they want to, they cage you up pretty much.
Control.
They totally control. And I don't like that. I'm a person, I've never wanted to be controlled. So
No, I see that.
I know. So
Yeah.
that's the friction start. That's why it never really lasted for long, because I'm the one who's just outspoken. I'm like, nah.
Sure.
So
yeah, that'll work well when you.
No, I choose love. And listen, this is what I believe. Money, you can always make money, and if you find a man and I still believe in that fairy tale, finding the perfect prince and falling in love. And, when you see him and having that feeling when you had it, when you were like a little girl, it's like tingling sensation, or when he calls, you get excited. I want that feeling. And if there's a way to make money together, that's perfect, and of course, I don't want to date anybody who's a bum and has nothing in.
Sure.
I don't want to be a sugar mama either. So, but it's, of course he should have something going on for himself.
Yeah.
But I'm not expecting anybody to be like, oh my God, you need to have this money. You need to have this money. No, just be yourself. I look at other attributes, I want somebody who's funny, who loves to travel, who likes to work out with me, who can have a great conversation. We we can sit down, have a glass of wine, and we can talk about anything, whether it's politics, fashion, sports, whatever it is. And someone who's kind, who's loving, someone who doesn't necessarily cheat, and
Doesn't necessarily cheat. Yeah, okay. Maybe they did, and now with you, they're not going to cheat anymore.
we live in this world, seriously. It's like nothing surprises me anymore. So, and you have to have that mindset.
Yeah, you're a realist. You're a realist, which is.
I am a realist. So, but someone who's kind and loving. He
Right.
loves me, I love him back, and we have this wonderful relationship, and we support each other. And definitely someone who's not jealous, whether of my career and me, and when I post something and this guy's like, saying,
Yes.
and then he goes like, why is he saying that? I mean, I had that before too, and I literally had to delete my Instagram because of him, because he was
I remember that. You got it back.
It's like driving me bananas.
I'm so
It was like,
sorry. I'm so pleased I was able to bring you to the Long Island audience. I think you're wonderful and talented, and now available for you men that are looking and you watch Long Island Talks.
oh my God,
Right? Possibly. We didn't know we were going to go there, but there we go.
It's like a Match.com. Hey, you know what? Nevin, I was gonna bring something up to you. So
Sure.
I did say that I had an interview earlier as well. So
Nice.
yeah.
2 in a day?
2 in a day.
2 in a day. Oh my God. I hope I was your favorite.
Demand. I wonder why.
Good.
Good, I guess. So no, but I had I was gonna say that I am actually starting, and I thought of it, it just ticks in my head, like I'm gonna start something like an online shopping. So you know how you have QVC?
QVC, sure.
I have so much merchandise at home, my own stuff that I'm selling. And with the COVID, people are not able to go to the malls because a lot of malls are closed in New York. So, and people are online. They're constantly buying on Amazon and all these other places. And I thought, I might as well do that and then showcase and explain them.
I think it's perfect for you.
Idea. What do you think?
I honestly think it's perfect for you. I really do. I think we discovered 2 things today.
Okay.
Besides you being a very awesome guest, vivacious, beautiful woman, and talented, I think we discovered that you do great social influencing because you're not afraid to be who you are and be funny. And I want you to look into possibly political commentator. And this new thing you're talking about too, I think fits you very well too.
Well,
Because people like the experience. I mean, if you're talking about clothes, I don't know if you're only talking about clothes or merchandise, but you know that there's Amazon influencers. You know that, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It would be great, but if you show, like I say, you show them actually. People, when they go online, they just see a picture, but they don't really see the actual video. So I think it would make more sense to do that. I don't
Absolutely.
know. I'm going to start maybe doing that over the weekend. My first one, and I've done 2 lives, and people enjoyed. So I was interacting with people. That was
Right.
fun.
Do it with that piece of exercise equipment. Let's see how it comes out, Today you could put like an infomercial out yourself. It's very easy. You just have to go to QVC, but I could see that. You have a lot of followers. So, pick a product you like and you're passionate about and put it out to people.
I want to give a big shout out to all the Long Island people and Long Islanders and everyone who lives there, all of my friends there. I love Long Island. I really do. If I had a possibility, I would probably live there because it's a lot of fun. And I love the people. And there's a lot of good food out there.
Yeah, there is. Yep.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the show, enjoyed me being on the show, and I hope I can come back.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lana.
Thank you.